Imagine pouring milk, then somehow turning it into a thick, silky syrup that can last for months inside a can. Sounds simple, but factories use some surprisingly clever science to make it happen. I'm Professor Everything, and today we'll be answering the question, how is condensed milk made in a factory? Right here on Explaining Everything. Every can of condensed milk begins with something surprisingly ordinary. Fresh cow's milk. But factories aren't willing to accept just any milk that shows up saying, "Trust me, bro." The milk first undergoes strict quality testing. Technicians measure fat content, protein levels, acidity, bacterial counts, and check for contaminants or antibiotic residues. If it doesn't meet the required standards, it doesn't continue down the production line. Think of it as a talent show. Only instead of singing, the milk has to pass a chemistry exam. Once approved, the milk is filtered to remove fine impurities before entering large storage tanks maintained at low temperatures to preserve freshness. Next comes standardization. Natural milk varies from cow to cow, so factories carefully adjust the fat-to-solids ratio to ensure every batch produces the same texture and flavor. Nobody wants one that's silky smooth and another that pours like yogurt, having an identity crisis. Finally, the milk is pasteurized by heating it to a controlled temperature for a short time before rapidly cooling it. This destroys harmful microorganisms while preserving the milk's quality. Now the milk is clean, safe, and ready for its biggest career change. Here's the trick that gives condensed milk its name. Factories don't magically make milk thicker. They remove much of its water. But boiling milk in a giant pot would scorch it, ruin its flavor, and probably make the cleaning crew question their life choices. Instead, factories use vacuum evaporators. Inside these massive stainless steel chambers, air pressure is greatly reduced. Here's why that matters. Water boils at a much lower temperature under reduced pressure than it does at normal atmospheric pressure. So instead of heating milk to around 100 degrees Celsius, factories can evaporate water at temperatures closer to 50 to 70 degrees Celsius, depending on the system. Lower temperatures protect delicate milk proteins, sugars, and flavors from excessive heat damage. As water gently evaporates, the milk gradually thickens and becomes richer. By the end of this stage, roughly 60% of the original water has been removed. It's basically milk after uninstalling the unnecessary updates. The result is concentrated milk, but it's still missing its most famous ingredient, the sugar. Now comes the part everyone expects. Factories add a carefully measured amount of sugar. And we're not talking about a polite little spoonful. In sweetened condensed milk, sugar makes up roughly 40 to 45% of the final product. At first glance, that sounds like someone accidentally let a 5-year-old design the recipe. But sugar isn't there just for flavor. It also acts as a preservative. Here's how. Microorganisms need available water to grow. Large amounts of dissolved sugar bind to water molecules, lowering what's called water activity. With less available water, bacteria and many other microbes struggle to survive or multiply. It's basically molecular-level dehydration. The microbes show up expecting a swimming pool and find a parking lot instead. the sugar is mixed until completely dissolved, creating the thick, glossy consistency people recognize instantly. Factories carefully monitor temperature, concentration, and viscosity throughout the process because even small variations can affect the finished product. Too much water. It's runny. Too little. Congratulations! You've invented edible concrete. Most people think the process ends once the milk becomes thick. Not even close. Cooling is one of the most carefully controlled stages in the factory. Remember, condensed milk contains enormous amounts of dissolved sugar. If it cools too quickly or unevenly, large sugar crystals can form. Nobody wants crunchy condensed milk, unless you're a dentist looking for job security. To prevent this, factories cool the product gradually while continuously stirring it. Sometimes tiny seed crystals are introduced to encourage the formation of extremely small, uniform sugar crystals that are too tiny for your tongue to notice. This gives condensed milk its smooth, creamy texture. Once the temperature reaches the desired level, the product is transferred into sterilized cans or other airtight containers using automated filling machines. The containers are immediately sealed to prevent contamination. Every batch then undergoes additional quality inspections, checking viscosity, sugar concentration, color, texture, and microbial safety before leaving the factory. By the time it reaches a supermarket shelf, that can has survived more quality checks than most of us survive job interviews. So, how is condensed milk made in a factory? By carefully testing fresh milk, removing much of its water under vacuum, adding enough sugar to preserve it, and cooling it with incredible precision. It isn't just thicker milk. It's a carefully engineered dairy product built by chemistry, food science, and a factory that's surprisingly obsessed with perfection. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about here on Explaining Everything.